Many people today are looking for the next miracle solution, the next diet, the next powder, the next pills, the next perfect plan. Everything has to be optimized: food, movement, sleep, body, mind. And still, many people do not really feel healthier, not calmer, not more connected, and not more alive. Maybe the problem is not that we know too little. Maybe we know far too much by now about calories, vitamins, training plans, supplements, and health rules. But maybe we have lost something else: a simple everyday life, fresh food, good water, movement, peace, nature, real conversations. Things that were once quite normal are now often sold to us again as big health ideas. But for a long time, many of these things were simply normal life. Of course, not everything was better in the past. Life was often harder, medical care was worse, and daily life was more physically demanding. But some things were normal. People cooked more often, they spent more time outside, they moved more naturally, they knew their neighbors. They sat together at the table more often. Today, many people live differently: faster, more alone, more in front of screens, more inside their heads, and less in real life. And at some point, you wonder why you feel tired, even though you have slept enough, because health is more than nutrition. Of course, good food is important, but health is also about the question: how am I actually living? Do I have peace in my everyday life? Am I outside often enough? Do I move naturally? Do I eat alone in front of a screen? Or do I sit at a table with other people? Do I have people around me I can speak honestly with? You can eat the best salad in the world and still feel empty inside. And you can eat a simple meal, laugh with others, sit outside, feel the wind, and suddenly notice this feels good. Not spectacular, not perfect, but real. Here in the highlands of Panama, we notice again and again how important these simple things are. We are lucky to have water from a spring that lies above the agricultural areas in a protected natural zone. For me, good water is one of the most important foundations of life. And with food, we are also trying to move more in this natural direction again. Our new greenhouse is almost finished. That means we can grow more of our own food again, fresher, simpler, and hopefully with much less spraying, not because we live perfectly, but because we are trying step by step to build an everyday life that does us good. Healthy living does not have to be complicated. More real food, less industry, more nature, less stress, enough sleep, more natural movement in everyday life, more honest conversations, and maybe also more people around you with whom you do not always have to play a role. That part is often underestimated. For me, community is an important part of health. Not loud entertainment all the time, not groups where everyone constantly has to present themselves, but a calm and understanding community. People who really see each other, people who talk to each other, people who sometimes help without turning everything into a big drama. Especially as we get older, this becomes more and more important. Many people have a house, an apartment, maybe even enough money, but hardly any real exchange anymore. The children live far away, old friends have disappeared, become ill, or are caught up in their own lives. Then loneliness quietly becomes a habit, and over time, that is not good for us. Maybe many people do not need even more health advice. Maybe they need an everyday life that no longer makes them unwell. An everyday life with peace, with nature, with good water, with simple food, with movement, with sleep, with less stress, and with people who do not just live next to each other, but with each other. Here in the highlands of Panama, we have spent many years building a place that goes exactly in this direction. Not a hotel and not a large resort, not a loud expat bubble, not a perfect dream world, but a quiet place that has grown slowly, with a garden, with apartments, with conversations, with small projects, with an almost finished greenhouse, and with people who are not only looking to rent something, but who are looking for more real life again. a quiet place in the highlands of Panama for people who are looking for nature, community, and a simpler life. If these thoughts from our everyday life in Panama interest you, you are welcome to read more on our blog at panamacommunity.org. And if you would like to receive more real insights from our life here, you can also sign up for our newsletter. Maybe healthy living does not begin where everything is optimized. Maybe healthy living begins exactly there, where you are allowed to be human again,